Eyes down for the Good afternoon, folks. It's 2:22 and I'm just setting up here with a piece of copper to build up a little tomahawk blade. Right, because we're still back on we're back on antiques again. And what we've got down here is this morning's completed pile, which is longer tangs put on, threads put on, little brass nuts made, lathe work, all sorts of wonderful things, bayonet repair, all sorts. So we're cracking on. Cannons, swords, even little charcoal irons. There you go. Right, catch you later, bring you back when it's all done. Bye now. And there we go, folks. Metal added to the edge of the blade on a piece of copper, which should peel off okay. I might have to add some on the other side when it's been cleaned up a bit, but in the meantime it's all there. Bye now. Here's another little example. Nice little slug iron. There's a cast iron slug goes in there that you heat up in the fire and you put that inside and it warms the iron up. Just had the handle missing, so a piece of steel, 3/16 width with thread on the either end. That goes on the end, wooden handle, and it's repaired. Right, I'll show you the next one in a minute. Bye now. Morning, folks. Wednesday. And I'm setting up to make another mould, put my furnace on, cast a second one. Right, and while the furnace is heating and melting the metal, I'm going to tidy this pigsty up. Right, we had two frantic days of antique repairs, and now my antique dealer mate has gone off to do 3 fairs, sleeping in the back of the van, and going from fair to fair. So he'll be back in about 2 weeks' time. I've sorted out the gifts he brought for me, which is just junk out of his garage, but there was 5 good Morse taper adapters, including a number 5 to number 4, which I haven't got any use for. I've got 2 of those now, which I haven't got any use for. So if anybody wants a large Morse taper, is it 5 to 4 or is it 4 to 3? It could be 4 to 3. I'll have to check on that. Right, but there's all sorts of useful bits and pieces in there. That's just short pieces of steel. There's still quite a lot of silver steel in there. I also got some nice brazed tungsten carbide lathe tools as well, which look unused as usual. And I use a lot of those. In fact, I smashed one only last week by making the mistake, the mental mistake on the lathe, thinking that I can do taper turning with the top slide at an angle and still use the traverse, which doesn't work. Right, but never mind. It's savable. I've looked at it. It's savable. It's chipped a lump off, but it just needs grinding back and sharpening up again, so I can save that too. Right, I'm going to crack on, knock this mould up, and then while it's heating, I'm going to tidy up. But first I'm having tea. There is tea in the cup. Bye now. And there she is, folks. All knocked up and ready for pouring. There's my crucible full of copper. But where's the furnace? There's the cable, but no furnace. Because the furnace is on the bench. Some days it all goes right, doesn't it? And some days it doesn't. So, in the back of the instructions for the furnace, it details replacing the heating coil. And I came to my furnace and I turned my furnace on and I set the temperature and it didn't start getting hot. And I thought, oh, it's you idiot, you haven't set the temperature right. So I reset it several times, I checked it in the manual, I was doing it right, and it just wasn't getting hot. So I followed the instructions in the manual, took the base off, checked the connections on the heating element, and the heating element is open circuit. So there you are, one heat from brand new and the heating element's quit. So I'm going to have to get onto them tonight because I've got all the details on my computer. I have to get onto them tonight, and it's under warranty, or at least I hope it's under warranty because it's only the first time I've used it. And order up a new element, which I hope they will give me for nothing with great apologies, because I've read quite a few reviews of these and people said they're really good, but this one was really good the first time and produced that, and the second time produced nothing. Right, I'm going to carry on tidying up. Seeing as it's 3:32, I'm going to just crack on this tidying up. And I've mixed myself some more sand. It still needs a bit more water in it. I think it might also need a bit more clay in it, but there you go, it's mixed well anyway. Right, I'll bring you back when I've finished my tidying up. Dear me. Bye now. Right folks, we've had a tidy up. That's it for Wednesday. Sick as a Skegness donkey. I was hoping to have 2 of those to show you, but it was not to be. Never mind, see you all tomorrow. Bye now. Cottam Lane. We've cut that bloody tree right down several times. It always comes back. It's the one ash that we could do with having ash dieback, because it gets in the telephone wire, and it used to get in the power cables before they underground it. Anyway, I'm up here and we're going to do a poo run, which is a good thing because I couldn't really face going to the workshop today. The disappointment and upset yesterday of my furnace brand new packing up. So I'm going to see Keith and we're going to do a poo run. Here he is. Bye now. We return from poo run number 1 down the fated Driffield bypass.
Where they're killing trees.
Yes, where they're cutting bloody trees down. They're having a go at all these trees in here.
Make them more user friendly.
Ash dieback supposedly, but we're not convinced. Never mind. There's so many things in the world that you can get stressed about, and I just can't be bothered anymore. They want to cut the trees down, let them. They'll have to live with it. Bye now. As the crap-laden Volvo makes its way up Cottam Lane, probably the most potholed road in East Yorkshire unless you know better, we say goodbye to the poo run. Bye now. I spoke out of turn, they've filled them in. They've actually done some repairs. Mind you, this is the back of beyond. This is not even a classified road. It's a lane. Cottam Lane. Oh God, yeah, they have. They've filled them in.
All of them filled in.
Good grief. There you go. That magnificent sky. There's a lot of sky in this part. Still bumpy though. They could do with resurfacing it completely, but no hope of that. Bye now. Right folks, just been making a little video of my faulty furnace and its symptoms, and sent it off to Vivo, sorry, and I've thought of another job I can do tomorrow, which is to take the dynamo off this and fit a smaller pulley, which I have just behind the tractor over there. So that may improve the charging situation, because it doesn't charge until you get a few revs on. But I'm sure we can fix that. Other than that, what a beautiful day it's been, and I'm still pissed off. I could have had that made now. Never mind, I'm going to crack on with boring the copper disc that I have got and fit it to the shaft. Okay, bye now. And here we have it, folks. A straight stem with a centre in each end. I've just cleaned that up. Next thing to do is to bore that. This had been this had been a copper punch, and so it had been used, but not very much by the look of it. But of course it was swollen at either end, so it's now 3/4 of an inch all the way along. And I gave the lathe a bit of a birthday because I was sick of crunching swarf everywhere, so I just give it a clean down and got all the crap off it. Bloody good machine, well worth looking after. Right, that's it, it's gone 5 o'clock. That's Thursday over. So I'll see you all tomorrow, and we'll do that. We'll put the tractor outside, take the dynamo off and put a smaller pulley on it, see if that cures the charging problem. This was suggested to me by one of my correspondents, one of my people who sent me a comment on it. And of course, when you think about it, it's bloody obvious, right? Because I've got different size pulleys, but of course, Dicko here never thought of it. I never thought, oh, it's not doing enough RPM. You need to put a smaller pulley on. So luckily, somebody dropped me a comment, and I'm going to do it tomorrow. See you all later. Bye now. Good afternoon, people. Friday, 1:30. Just taking Keith into Driffield so that he can drop his car off at the repairers. I've started on the tractor dynamo, replacing the pulley. As you can see, it's a slightly wider section belt, and when I look at my other dynamo pulleys, I find that that one is wide but has no keyway, and that one is slightly smaller. This is a dynamo pulley but narrower, but it has sufficient meat on it to widen it. So rather than cut a keyway in that one, I think I will, actually that one's, I'd have to cut a keyway in that and reduce the flange there as well. So I think what I'll do is I'll just widen that pulley in the lathe, just stick that on a spigot, on a mandrel, and widen it. Right, I shall get set up to do that, and I'll bring you back and give you a look. I'm not going to say any more about this until they've finished answering my letters. We're in a bit of a cleft stick at the moment, because they're trying to say that the element in the heating chamber is a wearable and therefore does not come under warranty, and I can source one locally. In other words, they have no spare parts. So I'm going to leave this until it's sorted out, and then I'll tell you all about the ongoing drama. But I'm hoping that they're just going to capitulate. But rather worrying, the problem is I'm dealing with a company here that, although it says vivo.co.uk, it's obvious that the people who are speaking to me via email are not English speakers. They don't have English as a first language, and I'm trying to explain to them. And she said, I've sent them a video, and she said to me, oh, we've sent the video to our technical department, and they will, when they come back, I'll tell you. And in the same day we got a reply from the technical department which says, the technician says the furnace wire has burnt out. or is broken and needs replacing, you can source furnace wire locally and repair the furnace. Well, first of all, it says in the instruction manual that you mustn't take the furnace to pieces because that invalidates the warranty. And then it says you can take the bottom off and test the furnace element, the heating element, and gives you instructions on how to do it. Well, I've tested the heating element, and the heating element is open circuit. Now, when he says the furnace wire, I don't quite know whether he's referring to the heating element itself or a piece of wire that joins between the heating element and the terminal block in the bottom. The reason I don't know this is a pure hunch. Looking at the piece of wire that comes out of the heating chamber and connects to this connector block in the picture there, right, looks much thicker than the normal resistance wire on a 1750 watt element, heating element, spiral element. So I'm thinking that maybe there is a separate piece of wire and there's another connection to the actual heating coil inside the furnace chamber. There could be. Or by the furnace wire has broken, he may mean that the furnace element has failed, but it's a wearable, so it doesn't come under warranty. Well, I'm sorry, but if it's 12 months warranty, it's 12 months warranty. So it looks like they're trying to shilly-shally out of it, but I'm not going to say any more until I've sorted the whole thing out, and I'll let you know. Alright, bye now. And there we go, folks. One pulley on mandrel. I had to turn up a bush out of a piece of steel. I actually found a piece of steel which was an exact fit, but then found out that it was a bit of a bastard size, and I hadn't got a die to cut it, that piece there, and I hadn't got anything to cut a thread on it. So I thought, right, I'll turn that into a bush and I'll put the pulley in it. I'll mount it on this piece of closest I have bar, and there it is. Right, I should go and put this in the lathe. Oh, press the blooming zoom again. Very convenient, that zoom, it falls right where your finger is and then you press it. I shall go and put this in the lathe, set it up and bring you back. Bye now. So we're all set up, and herein lies the problem. I need to drive my headstock, my tool, across at an angle so that I can skim that side and then swap the angle over and skim that side. And we have a clash here, right? That's as far back as I can move this. That's just about in contention there. That's just about in contention, and that's as far as I can go before I hit the hand wheel. So we're in a take the hand wheel situation off, or we need to do some other sort of. You see, I might be able to get that in. If I can get that in, I can have a lot more stick out. I've turned the computer and I'm going to consult the internet about turning V-belt pulleys and see A, what angle I need to turn it at, and B, how people seem to do it. I've looked at both lathes, of course, and the same problem occurs. On the steel, when you bring the, excuse me, I'm tired. When you bring the compound slide round to get your angle like that, same thing applies. You foul that. I shall carry on and I shall bring you back if I solve anything, but it's now 3:07 and I'm taking Keith back at 4:30, so time is limited. Okay, bye now. Right, chaps, here we have a crudely ground form tool, because that's how everybody does it. They use a form tool very gently, and it may work and it may not, but we'll give it a try on Monday. So, thank you all for watching, thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you all again next week. Don't forget to drop loads of comments in, and don't forget to press that all important thumbs up button. Now I'm going to bring the tractor in and we're taking Uncle Keith to Driffield. Bye now.